By the way, we now have our title card. The game starts now.
We weren't going to be able to do anything more there. That was just like, you die.
Yes. Well, you don't even die. So this is the big opening, and now you are trapped in his house. So the game, unbeknownst to anybody, because nobody's actually gotten this far yet, is that it's a stealth game. This is a stealth exploration game where you get a light meter and you can hide under things, and you're trying to escape the house of this madman that's captured you. But none of that up until this point was relevant, because all of that was just place setting.
So how did the convenience store even tie into it?
It'd be a spoiler.
Thrill me.
It sounds like you've played more than the first 45 minutes of this game, frankly.
I have played the first 45 minutes. I then looked up how it ended, because I didn't know how far we were going to. Oh, if you want a secret ending, you can watch the religious programming and then you die. I don't know if you want to have to restart. It also does the annoying screech, but you can kill yourself that way if you'd rather do that.
A bucket. There's no button.
I would rather not watch a fatal amount of religious programming. I find like weird theology really fascinating, but when it comes to like religious TV programming, once you've seen like 3 or 4 hours of it, there's honestly almost not room for more, because the thing is, it's like all the same. Like, it's a really simple template, and you just kind of you make it your own, and you build on it, and you kind of go out there and vamp for an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time, 10 hours at a time. But like, you're playing the same song for the same audience, no matter like what your brand is.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Also, this game does have System Shock style Q and E leaning.
Oh yeah, I did notice that.
Might help you lean around corners and stuff. Somewhere there's a light meter that gives us the ability to see how visible we are. I know we picked that up pretty early in the game.
Another thought I have about like kind of low res and games and indie games is like most people. Okay, so like to make a video game requires a metric shitload of different skills. Like if you're making a game like this, not only like do you require programming skills and like just the ability to make a functional, pleasing, playable entertainment product, but like you need people who can make all of the models like that you need and make them all look good and like make them all like hit the right aesthetic and like texture them all also, which sometimes is a completely separate task, like for a completely separate person. And you got like writing and sound design and lighting, just like all these things, all these skills coming together. And the thing is, if you're like 1 or 2 people making a game, odds are you really don't have all of them.
The other version of this game I saw, there was a light meter in there, so I'm curious what that's about. Oh, there's the light meter. Okay.
This is the light meter.
So it's like usually something gives, right? Like if you've got, which is why whenever you see like a game that one person made, like as kind of an early project or kind of like as a solo project, and it uses all these like really polished Unity assets, there's a weird feeling about it where the high fidelity of like the lighting, like the engine and like all of the faces and like the furniture and stuff clashes with the less obvious but still perceptible low fidelity of like the control schemes or the writing or the pacing. I think that like when everything is kind of all over at a kind much more approachable level, it can feel like a more cohesive project. You kind of meet it where it is a little better. This is not necessarily a comment on this game specifically, although, like, as I've said, I do think that, like, sometimes the actual copywriting, like the actual, like, in-game text is not great in these games.
I think you need to move it over one. I think it's the...
But I think there's a reason, like, why games like this very much still have a niche, and I don't think it's that. It all comes down to like nostalgia or just specific genre suitability.
You're lining it up with the side. It needs to be lined up with the little red line.
Oh. Ah, there we go. All right. Screwdriver. Okay, now we can open the vent cover.
I mean, this is pretty straightforward, all right? Like this is now we're playing a video game, whereas like before it was very much waiting for stuff to happen.
Yes. And this is a format of video game that like was not established at this time, but has become extremely established. When I say this time, I mean like, you know, the stylistic era, not the actual era, but like which has since become very well established, which is the kind of like sneak around a space, collecting things and solving puzzles, and if there are enemies, they will kill you. You can't fight them.
Yeah.
It's that last part that really like makes the difference. I actually can't think of any 90s horror games where you couldn't fight back.
Oh. Interesting. Some little Chapter 1, The Bare Necessities. They say to expect the unexpected for many reasons, any person's individual circumstance will always further determine what one might need when faced with danger. Within this chapter, we will discuss the necessary means of having or obtaining goods such as food or water, as well as medical tools and treatments in the event of any emergency. It is important to have at least one of these two things. We've separated the two into categories to undergo further explanation. 1, food and water. 2, medical tools and treatments. Are we reading some, like, survival guide? I'm not going to read this whole thing. Let's put the videotape in the television. Oh, it's a... Oh, okay, so this is Resident Evil game saving. This is not what I was expecting from this game at all, honestly. Like, I was thinking it was going to be much more like Power Drill Massacre. What the fuck? Ah.
Well, I have to say that watching this does not necessarily make me want to play a whole game of it.
It is
the good
like,
news.
almost a little too slow. Like,
What were you saying, Chris?
I was just going to say the good news is really the game's. I've seen the Let's Plays, and a full playthrough of the game is only like 2 hours if you know what you're doing. So it's really not that slow. It's more just like it's probably realistically 4 hours if you don't, and that's really where the time comes from. Can you look at the TV and tell if you does it deal damage if you look at the TV? No, you're too far away to hear it.
what's with the moving lights there?
You know, I think part of it is
I'm
also
hacking away.
part of it is that like with the other Puppet Combo games that were shorter, a lot of them because of either they were coming out early in the Puppet Combo oeuvre, or because of like some specific they were exploring, there was something that felt very spontaneous about them. This feels like a little bit more of a layup. Like this is kind of, I feel like I could see all the influences written very clearly for this one, which means that it's like less rewarding to explore it.
Uh-oh.
Like, to be honest, I don't have all that many pressing questions.
Oh, is this doing sanity damage to us just being near him?
I mean, I guess I would agree with Rutskarn insofar as like Power Drill Massacre was a pastiche of just VHS tropes, horror tropes, whatever. This is trying to be a full-on game with a full-on story, and I mean, we haven't obviously played it enough to know how in-depth that story goes, but being bigger, being of bigger scope means you can't just be a pastiche. Uh-oh.
I mean, like, I usually try to downplay how much this actually matters because it's just my little pet peeve, but I do actually think that, in my case at least, the slightly janky syntax and, like awkward writing does make me feel less confident that it's building up to something. Like, I know this doesn't necessarily make sense, but, like, it's kind of like it doesn't send a signal that this is something that's like, or it's not written in a way that's like entices me, or that sends a signal like, yeah, this is really going to be solid.
Is it how much he's aware of you, or is it just how close you are? Oh, he's definitely there. Because you saw him walk by.
Did I?
If you want to get out and look around.
It's like, if this is carrying it, I'm not sure this is going to meet me where I want it to go. That's kind of, It's kind of the feeling I get.
So you know what I'm curious about? Is that the same guy that's downstairs here hacking on the meat, or is there someone else doing that? Yes, that is.
No, he's gone.
Guy. He is no longer down there. Oh, there's more to this. I didn't even notice.
Is the sound design, like, really quiet, besides, like, the horror stuff?
Yeah, it feels quiet to me.
It feels very sparse, and in a way that feels, in my opinion, kind of cheap, and I don't mean cheap like in a they didn't spend money kind of way. I mean it in terms of the scares it delivers. It goes from deathly silent to screaming in your ear constantly. And I'm not a super huge fan of the way that scares get built like that. Like, it's not hard to scare you. Go ahead.
For a first-person game especially, I feel like I would want the sound design to be more immersive.
291. Yeah.
Is it a security camera? Is that what the lights are?
I think so. Yeah, there's that camera there. Right, well, let's drop down a hole and get murdered.
Yeah, okay. Or land on his head and then ride him around.
And if I could do that...
I regret saying so.
Alright, try to trigger the alarm, try to trigger the camera, and then we can, get murdered, and that'll be the episode. Yay!
I do enjoy that.
You murdered.
Okay, yeah, that got me. I mean, like you said, it's cheap, but it's effective. You can't deny.
We are not dead.
Oh, we're very not. That's pretty forgiving, actually.
Yeah, I thought we were screwed when he caught me in that corner.
I guess this is, Power Drill Massacre is fair enough for a little short bite experience, but
yeah, Power Drill
one-hit kills don't work in a game like this. That was a cool sound effect there. Okay, yeah, that was better. It does seem a little weird that everybody's just kind of business as usual again, but...
Well, I mean, when you live in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, that's... there's a tripwire.
This is where we were.
Nice one.
That door's locked, too.
Yeah, I think we have to call it here.
Yep.
You want to go annoy Grandma and be murdered?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't want to give him the satisfaction.
Fuck you, I got a screwdriver. Wow, where'd she go?
Oh no, Grandma leaves. Does the TV kill you?
just be in here. Oh,
she's back.
Oh, she is.
Oh no, that's not her. Is that her?
No, this definitely is her.
Oh my god, she teleports. That's terrifying.
She teleports, and also she didn't notice us. Sorry, Puppet Combo.
All right, that was not a power drill massacre.
Yeah, that was at least 30% our fault.
Oh, I guess we're still not dead.
2 days remain.
Interesting. So if you die, like I guess there's a timer to when you like lose permanently, and until then you just get resurrected in different holding cells, and presumably lose your inventory.
I like that it's different holding cells each time. That's good. That's good shit. What is this bucket used?
Sure.
Actually, I don't know. What do you think it's used for? You're in a prison cell. There's a bucket.
Come on.
It'd be really funny if the lock was just on the inside.
What is the thing in the vent?
I don't know. I can't get to it.
Is it a rat?
Is that a head crab? It's a head crab. Or at least it looks like one.
But then it's got glowing eyes under it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mysteries for people who want to finish the game. Come back and finish the game and tell us. Alright, Josh, just stare at the TV till we're gone. Consume.
This one dude.
Is it not no, it's consuming us. We're finally yeah.
We're getting
it's dealing damage. I appreciate that this is a way that you could lose, is you just give in. Just give in to consuming the whatever programming. And then get taken to sacrifice.
All right.
Everything gets real red and you die and then the credits roll.
Oh, hello. Nice day today, isn't it? In this red place.
The super irradiated, presumably.
Yeah, where does the radiation fit into this?
Mysteries for people who want to finish the game. There are a lot of characters.
Yeah, there's a surprising number of characters here. What the hell?
Well, see you for the next week's horror episode.
Yeah, we got another free October recording day here.
Ooh, spooky.